my apple cider sauteed chicken. So I've got the chicken breasts here, and they're boneless, skinless when you get these from the grocery store. And if you got some in your freezer, go ahead and take them out, thaw them, and give this recipe a go. It's super simple. We're gonna go ahead and just season them right here in the paper with a little salt. Let me get some pepper really quick and get my pan on and get it ready for some oil. I'm just gonna sear off the chicken breasts in some oil once I season with some salt and pepper. And then we're gonna start adding some flavor, and that's gonna be the apple cider. Now, apple cider pops up a lot in my recipes, especially when chicken's involved. Usually when I fry chicken, I love to brine it overnight in some salt water, and then I'll throw in a little bit of the apple cider as well to give it some sweetness. So just a little bit of salt, a lot of salt right there on the top. And then flip them over and make sure you season both sides. What good is seasoning just the top? You're gonna eat the whole thing, aren't you? All right, a little bit of salt. And then some pepper. Yeah, you'll find a lot of the meats can really take on sweetness, and boy, does chicken do it, and pork as well. So definitely gonna put some apple cider in here and bring it to life. All right, so that's it. Salt and pepper, it's all seasoned up. We're gonna get it into our pan right here with the oil and just sear it on both sides. Now the trick to searing, don't move it, just kind of let it sit right there. Get some contact, love with the hot pan. All right, that's gonna sear up for a second. Ooh-wee, look at the sear on those chicken breasts. We are making my Southern Square meal today. Some chicken breasts we're gonna saute in apple cider. Remember, that's just salt and pepper down on those breasts. Get them nice and seared so the juice stays in when we hit them with all that other flavor in a minute. Now, what we're gonna put into our sauteed pan with the chicken is gonna be some onion, garlic, of course, bay leaf, and remember I told you how I love apples with chicken. We're gonna put some apple in there and some apple cider. So what I've gotta do now is get them all ready for the pan. All right, so that's gonna go into this same sauteed pan that we seared our chicken off. Look at how beautiful and golden brown that is. It's amazing with those big old coarse chunks of black pepper. I like it that way. So veggies go in. Remember, we just had a little bit of vegetable oil in here so we could saute away. Those apples are gonna get nice and tender and marry so well with the apple cider we're gonna put in here in a minute. Come on, apple wedges. Get a little wooden spoon out so I can move it around. And look, this is how you build some flavor for your chicken. Look at all those brown bits from the searing we did. It's gonna put some taste on these onions. And if you feel the need to put a little bit more oil on, go right ahead because you never know how much fat's gonna render out of your chicken breast, but just a little bit. Don't drown it. Yeah, that is looking good. To add some flour to the thyme and onions and apples and everything that's in this pan that we're gonna saute and finish the chicken off with. Now the flour is great because it's gonna thicken up the apple cider that's gonna make this lovely gravy. All right, but what we wanna do really is work that flour out so it's not all flour tasting. It's looking like the flour's cooking down a little bit here off of our apples, onions, garlic, flavor galore. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get some apple cider out. And what I wanna do is just pour that right into your pan. Remember the flour in it? It's gonna make a really nice gravy for you. And all of that brown goodness on the bottom of your pan from searing off your chicken breast, you wanna go ahead and just start scraping away. And that's called deglazing. Now what I wanna do is just get these chicken breasts back in. Remember, skinless, boneless, get them from the grocery store like that, your little store-bought shortcut. And then we seared them off in this pan with just a little bit of oil, salt and pepper on both sides. Look at how beautiful they are. Now they're not completely cooked through, just seared so we can keep them nice and juicy. So what we wanna do is kinda let them simmer in here for about 10, 15 more minutes. If you're a little worried, you can cover it up, but I'm not worried at all. Hey, it is almost time to eat. I'm just giving myself a nice little presentation. Our chicken breast that we seared and then sauteed in that lovely gravy. This is what I have right here. Just gonna take it off and get it right onto my plate and ready for all the lovely moisture we're gonna put into it with that lovely apple cider gravy that we made. All right, so now this is ready to get dressed. I'm gonna hook it up with some of this right here. Now remember, this has the apples in it, the thyme. We thickened it with the flour. Not gonna taste it because we let that cook out. Look at how yummy that is. The onions and the garlic. This is gonna be so good. All right, so there we have that. This is gonna be so yummy and moist. Remember, we bought this, no skin, no bones, not a lot of work. Get some of this gravy on there. Look at that. Mmm. The best part is how sweet it is. We put the apple wedges in, then we sauteed it with the apple cider. This is a winner right here. You gotta try this dish.